Hare Krishna, this is Rasikaapriti Vedabase from Healing Grace, and today we are beginning with a segment called the Gita Way. In these videos, we are going to read Bhagavad-gītā shlokas, understand the key points of the purports given by Srila Prabhupada, and we are going to then reflect on some questions that I'll share with you and maybe some affirmations, and using that we are trying to work on ourselves, to change ourselves, to transform our lives and to facilitate healing the Gita Way. So let's begin with a small pranam to Shri Guru and the Panchatattva, and we'll start with chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. You can join me if you would like to. Om Jnanatirmirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So let's begin with the very first shloka of Bhagavad-gītā. So we are starting with chapter 1, text 1. Dhritarashtra Vacha Dharmakshetre Kurukshetre Samaveta Yuyutsavaha Mamaka Pandavaschaiva Kimmakurvata Sanjaya. Let's read the translation. So Dhritarashtra said, O Sanjaya, after my sons and the sons of Pandu assembled in the place of pilgrimage at Kurukshetra, desiring to fight, what did they do? So this is the question posed by Dhritarashtra to Sanjaya. So normally we understand Bhagavad-gītā to be a conversation between Krishna and Arjuna, but it begins with the conversation of Dhritarashtra and a question that Dhritarashtra asked to Sanjaya. So let's see what Srila Prabhupada has to say about it. Let's see the key points that he's giving us about it. So if you read the whole purport of the first shloka, you can see that Srila Prabhupada says, the very mention of Dharma Kshetra indicates that the outcome will be in the favor of Dharma. The second point that Prabhupada is making here is Dhritarashtra's question, what did they do? They've assembled for war, they're going to have a fight, they're going to have a battle, but his question, what did they do, is reflecting his worry, his uncertainty. Somewhere deep in his heart, he knows that Dharma is going to prevail today. The third point that we see in Prabhupada's purport is that the first shloka is setting the stage for the entire Bhagavad-gītā. The word Dharma Kshetra itself says that it is going to favor Dharma. That's how Dhritarashtra mentioned it, because somewhere he knows that his sons are not on the side of Dharma. Let's break it down a little further. So the shloka starts with Dhritarashtra Uvacha. Now Dhritarashtra, as we know, is blind. He's a blind king who's asking his Sanjaya to tell him what has happened. And we also can understand he's not just physically blind, but he's also symbolically blind. He's spiritually blind because he cannot see the wrongdoings of his own son. The second point, with what we can understand here, is the Dharma Kshetra Kurukshetra. So Kurukshetra is defined as a Dharma Kshetra. It is a land it is a holy land that is going to favor Dharma. The third point, if you notice, Mamakaha Pandavaschaiva. He's saying very clearly, my sons and the sons of Pandu. So he is differentiating between his own family, He could have said that our children, what are they doing, But he's clearly making the distinction between his son and the sons of Pandu. So he made those two parties, which is pointing out to his bias. So you can take your time reading the purport all by yourself. I'm referring to Srila Prabhupada's Bhagavad-gītā as it is. Pardon the look and feel of the book. This is my very first copy of Bhagavad-gītā that I had purchased. It is very compact, very nostalgic. I have attachments. So Prabhupada gives lovely purports. His explanations are amazing about the shloka. You can read about it. And now let's move on to reflections that I'm going to ask you some questions, and you can maintain a separate book where you can journal them down, all the questions that I'm asking. Okay, so my first question to you is, where is my attachment blinding me? Just like Dhritarashtra was blinded by his attachment for his sons, that he could not differentiate between right and wrong, he could not see the truth. In what areas of my life is my attachment stopping me to see the truth, blinding me from the truth, is your first reflection. Second question, do I separate between mine and not mine? Yeah. So Dhritarashtra here is making a separation between Mamaka and Pandavas. Okay, so my sons and the Pandu's sons. So instead of seeing them all as one family, so your reflection is, am I also creating labels, creating divisions based on my ego and insecurity, instead of seeing everything as Vasudeva Kutumbakam, everyone as one part and parcel of that Supreme Lord? Because you know what, when we see Krishna in everyone, then there is no question of anger, then there will be no question of hatred, then there will be no place for envy. We can all love each other because we are all parts and parcels of one Supreme Person. Third reflection point, am I asking questions with faith like Arjun does, in future we'll see, or with fear like Dhritarashtra? So when you are questioning life, when you're questioning decisions, are you questioning from the place of faith or inquiry to understand, or are you questioning from a place of worry? Now, why this is important, I would like to say a little bit, because when you are releasing that energy of worry, you attract more worry. And when you want to know, when you are inquiring to learn, it's inquisitiveness, it's to understand, you will attract wisdom. Okay. Fourth point to reflect on, where is my Kurukshetra? Where is my Dharmakshetra in life right now? Where in my life right now am I standing on a battlefield where I'm called upon to act with integrity, when I'm called upon to act with submissiveness and surrender to Krishna? And where am I siding with adharma? Because it takes strength and courage to act with integrity. My next question for reflection is, who is my Sanjaya? Who am I asking the questions? Who is my teacher? Is it my conscience? Is it a person who I can trust? And if it is your conscience, is it really speaking for your favor, or is it really the ego that is talking to me? Am I listening to the Krishna, to the Paramatma inside, or am I listening to my ego? Who is your Sanjaya? And sixth, and the most important one of this reflection, Dhritarashtra wanted to control the outcome of the war. But deep down, in his statement of using the words like Dharma Kshetra, Kurukshetra, he already has an understanding, already has a knowing that they have lost, the sons have lost, because they were never on the side of Dharma. So where in my area am I trying to control something that I know I need to let go? So these are your 6 reflections. Reflect on them, and until our next video is out, you can journal them and think about them, and you can read. So first I'm going to be doing the 108 shlokas, and then I'll continue with other shlokas if you'd like. And if you have any queries, if you want me to cover something, then let me know and we can talk about it. Thank you so much for listening. Hare Krishna.